We heard from Angel Reese today, and we heard from Tyler Marsh. Tyler Marsh, folks, let's send our best wishes to Tyler Marsh. He's about to be called every name under the book. Sellout, Uncle Tom. They didn't even think, they didn't have the forethought to even say, this is what our story's going to be, and we need to stick to it. This is what our alibi is going to be, and we need to stick to it.
There was actually something newsworthy said today in regards to the alleged hateful fan comments made toward Angel Reese during the Fever and Sky game on Saturday, because the Sky actually gathered for practice today, and they spoke, and both the coach and Reese spoke. The more notable comments came from Tyler Marsh, the head coach of the Chicago Sky. Here is what he said without further ado, which is probably the biggest bit of information, actual information we've gotten since this whole can of worms.
About one investigation with your team is for that investigation.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're, in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're complying with everything that's going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so. Again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
And just a quick follow-up on it, just because you coached in Indiana, did you ever have any issues with that while you were coaching there?
I think my focus was always on the team and on the organization and doing my job as best as I could. And so, that's kind of what it is.
Were you learning this throughout the game or just at that moment?
Oh, I was concentrated on our team and what we were doing game plan-wise against Indiana. So.
But the telling admission is, I found out when everyone else did. When did you become aware? When everyone else did. What does that indicate? That the Sky did not know or did not hear anything in real time or see anything in real time. So that makes the Sky, that makes the Fever, that makes me, that makes everyone I talked to who was in the arena, everyone else who has spoken from the arena. That makes no cameras, no cell phones. So far, no nothing to substantiate the alleged hateful fan comments or fan misconduct or however you want to label it, which makes me question mightily what the investigation is based on. And I would love to hear on the record what the investigation is based on, because based on all the information we have, the leading theory has to be it's based on the social media nonsense. There was another post from an account that I think now went private or deactivated that alleged things were said to Reese, but no even proof that that person was there or not, whether they were there or not, whether they saw or heard anything or not, nothing to back it up. And if that is indeed the case, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It really, really now seems like this is based on social media, and that the social media stuff was based on Sky fans online who couldn't handle getting the belt to the ass, who couldn't handle the beating that the Indiana Fever put out on the Sky there.
I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore, because she was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark.
What do you think the league's response, just coming out right away and getting that investigation going?
Yeah, obviously, like I said, they understand that this is this isn't the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech. And obviously, the women in this league, they know that, and know there's no space for that. And I believe that every player in this league deserves to be treated with respect and want to come to work and just have fun and have a great environment to work at. So I think they've done a great job putting that out, and we're obviously just going to respond as they need to.
Were you able to?
Damn, I really wish Angel Reese would talk and step up about all of her fans calling people all these nasty names. Oh, how being silent is such a blessing. Such a blessing it is to be silent and have nobody being critical of you.
And like Caitlyn said, you know, she answered it perfectly. She said, I didn't hear her say anything, but that doesn't mean anything happened. But now, you know, when you have Caitlyn saying that and Bree Turner saying what she said, which implied she didn't hear her say anything, and Stephanie White saying what she said, which implied she didn't hear her say anything, and Kyler Marsh saying he found out when everyone else did, and myself, and no one, you know, who was courtside, no cameras, no video, no nothing. What else are you supposed to think? Especially when the entire thing is vague, especially when the line of questioning to Angel Reese is vague. One in those first few questions asked Angel what she saw or heard. Now, according to James Boyd of The Athletic, he said that she was later asked, were you able to give the WNBA details of where the general vicinity was? You heard stuff. And she said, that's not a me question, meaning it wasn't for her. Then later somebody asked, what would you like the league to do with those fans? And Sky PR interrupted, saying she already answered that. But I really wish she would, you know, first someone would ask her. And then, you know, I think when she said it's hard to hear, meaning it's hard to hear as like you don't like to hear, or you couldn't actually hear. Just the whole vague aspect of it, and just kind of everybody just going along with it. When I don't know if there's anything to actually go along with.
Just when you thought the biggest story of the year was unfolding on the court, a new, even more explosive revelation has just shattered the narrative. The WNBA found itself embroiled in a full-blown investigation into alleged racist fan comments. A controversy that captivated headlines and sparked heated debate. But what if the entire premise of that investigation was built on a lie? What if the very people closest to the alleged incident, including a head coach, just exposed the entire thing as a shocking fabrication? Get ready, because a direct admission from within the Chicago Sky organization is about to blow the lid off this whole scandal, revealing a truth far more unsettling than any shouts from the stands. The bombshell dropped from an unexpected source, Chicago Sky head coach Tyler Marsh himself. When directly questioned about when he became aware of the alleged hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese during the game against the Indiana Fever, his 6 simple words sent shockwaves through the basketball world. I heard when everyone else did. Think about the staggering implications of that statement. The head coach positioned courtside for the entire game, privy to every roar, every whisper, every player interaction, only learned about these severe allegations after the fact by scrolling through social media like the rest of us. This wasn't a private admission. It was a public declaration that instantly undermined the very foundation of the WNBA's investigation. If the coach didn't hear it, what exactly is the league investigating? This damning admission from Coach Marsh isn't just a misstep. It solidifies what many had already suspected. In a packed arena filled with thousands of fans equipped with smartphones, broadcast cameras capturing every angle, a sensitive courtside, microphones designed to pick up the slightest sound. Not a single piece of tangible evidence has emerged supporting these claims. No video, no audio, no independent witnesses. This is not how real incidents of fan misconduct unfold. When fans actually misbehave, video evidence floods social media within minutes. Yet here we are, with a full-blown league investigation launched, based on nothing more than vague text-only social media posts. Not a single reporter sitting courtside heard anything. No fans complained to security during the game. No player mentioned it during timeouts or substitutions. The in-arena announcer never issued a warning. Security wasn't called to remove anyone. The silence from the arena itself speaks volumes, suggesting these alleged comments were never uttered within its walls. The question then shifts from what was said to why these allegations surfaced at all. The answer becomes painfully clear when you look at the scoreboard. The game in question wasn't just a loss for the Chicago Sky, it was a brutal 35-point demolition at the hands of the Indiana Fever, who obliterated them 93-58. Angel Reese, the player making the allegations, was thoroughly outplayed, visibly frustrated, and struggled mightily on the court, while her counterpart, Caitlin Clark, delivered another dominant performance. This wasn't a close rivalry game. It was a complete and utter humiliation. In the context of such a crushing defeat, the sudden appearance of serious yet unverified off-court accusations against fans begins to look less like genuine concern, and more like a desperate attempt to shift the narrative away from a truly embarrassing on-court showing. Was the controversy a smokescreen designed to distract from what truly happened? Adding another layer to this perplexing puzzle was a specific, highly charged moment on the court that seems to reveal the true source of animosity. Late in the third quarter, Caitlin Clark committed what was ruled a flagrant 1 foul on Angel Reese. While a physical play, it was hardly the kind of contact that typically incites a player to fly into a rage. Yeah, what happened next was truly telling. Reese immediately jumped up and charged directly at Clark with unbridled fury. Not at the stands, not at the fans. Her focus was singularly fixed on her opponent. If she had been subjected to racist comments just moments before, wouldn't her attention have turned towards the crowd? Instead, her aggression was 100% directed at Clark. In a pivotal moment, Aaliyah Boston quickly stepped in, not to escalate, but to protect her teammate and defuse the situation, earning an unfair technical foul for her efforts. The claim that Boston may have even prevented Reese from landing a sucker punch on Clark only heightens the intensity of this exchange, suggesting a personal vendetta far beyond any basketball rivalry. The post-game reactions further solidified this disturbing pattern. Instead of addressing the defeat or the on-court confrontation, Angel Reese immediately took to social media, resharing a provocative TikTok that featured images of herself alongside a picture of Clark after the flagrant foul, captioned with aggressive street slang suggesting Clark was avoiding a fight. This wasn't just adding fuel to the fire, it was dousing the flames with gasoline. In subsequent interviews, Reese adopted a carefully crafted victim persona, using vague language like "it's hard to hear" and focusing on her support system, while noticeably avoiding any direct questions about what she actually saw or heard. Her nervous body language and general evasiveness stood in stark contrast to Caitlin Clark's composed professional response. She condemned hate, but calmly stated she didn't personally hear anything, trusting the league's investigation. The differing approaches couldn't be more stark. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a recurring pattern. This isn't the first time Angel Reese has seemingly manufactured controversy after being outplayed by Caitlin Clark. Remember the national championship game, where Reese infamously mocked Clark with the "you can't see me" gesture and pointed to her ring finger. Each time Clark has outshined her on the court, a new off-court drama mysteriously emerges, consistently framed as victimhood or an attempt to intimidate. While Clark focuses on improving her game, rising above the noise, and setting new records, Reese seems to focus on creating the noise, perpetuating the victim narrative, and engaging in social media feuds. The reactions from their respective fan bases also reflect these drastically different approaches, with Reese's supporters often resorting to baseless accusations and personal attacks against Clark and her fans online, all without a shred of evidence to back their claims. Perhaps the most troubling aspect of this entire saga is the WNBA's complicity. The league, armed with its No Space for Hate initiative, launched a full-scale investigation based on nothing more than social media rumors. Rumors even the Sky's own coach couldn't corroborate from his courtside vantage point. This decision effectively legitimizes unverified allegations and risks turning a vital anti-discrimination initiative into a weaponized shield against legitimate criticism. While drama undeniably sells tickets and boosts ratings, as evidenced by the record-breaking 2.7 million viewers for this game, the highest in 25 years, it begs the question: is the WNBA allowing itself to be manipulated? Are they prioritizing sensational headlines over upholding the integrity of the game and demanding tangible proof for serious accusations? The league's failure to demand proof sets a dangerous precedent where unfounded allegations can derail positive attention and overshadow incredible athletic achievements. But while the WNBA chases social media ghosts and the media gets caught up in manufactured rivalries, the true story on the court is being overshadowed. The Indiana Fever didn't just win, they showed what a true championship contender looks like. Beyond Caitlin Clark's historic triple-double, the entire team fired on all cylinders. Aaliyah Boston's dominant defense neutralizing opponents, Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard pouring in points, and Dana Bonner reaching a historic scoring milestone. The Fever out-rebounded, out-assisted, and outstole the Sky, holding them to a paltry 29% shooting. This is the real narrative, a team rapidly developing, playing cohesive, high-level basketball, and building something special with dignity and our class. Ultimately, this controversy exposes two starkly different approaches to professional sports. On one side, we have unproven allegations and a perceived pattern of manufactured drama designed to deflect from on-court struggles. On the other, we have a team demonstrating what winning with skill, teamwork, and accountability truly looks like. It's time for fans, the media, and the league itself to demand focus where it truly belongs, on the incredible basketball being played, the rising stars, and the legitimate growth of the sport, rather than allowing baseless accusations and off-court theatrics to dictate the conversation. The Fever's rise to contention is the real story worth following, not the desperate attempts to control a narrative after a humiliating defeat.